everybody, and welcome to the 209th episode of Gaming Talk. On this episode, I am going to be discussing and giving my thoughts on the demo for the upcoming game, Subliminal. Let's get into this. I remember the trailer, the original trailer for this game that released around 2 years ago. The initial trailer promised a release in the middle of 2023, which clearly did not happen. Then there was silence up until around 1 year ago when we got the pre-release trailer. After that was the State of the Game video around 2 months ago, and I will come back to the State of the Game video later. Since then, we finally got a demo. A very short demo, and it's very simple too, as it's trying to just give people that kind of appetizer before the main course kind of feeling. I mean, they were able to stuff 2 endings into a demo, which is pretty decently. So, what happens in this demo? Well, there's not much that we, the player, gets to do. Like, once we're in the house, the first thing you do is plug a TV into the wall. And that TV then tells you the time that you need to adjust a clock that's on a different wall. It's kind of a creepy clock because it looks like a face and its eyes kind of follow you around. But that isn't scary. Then there are knocks on the doors that leads you to a game of running between one door, closing it, running to the other door and closing it, and doing that for a while. Then you do this until the narrator says that you need to go to a happier memory and opens one of the doors. From there, down a series of halls to where you get to make a choice. Choice 1 is to approach the painting that's in front of you. Choice 2 is to shimmy through a really small gap in the wall. For the sake of right now, let's focus on choice 1. You focus in on the painting and it takes you to the waterworks. Here, there's even less to do for the player. You get introduced to this memory meter device that, in the grand scheme of the demo, doesn't really matter. There's one tube slide you get to go down that gives you something on the memory meter. Other than that, there's only one other tube slide that you have to go down, and it leads you into darkness. That leads to the end of this particular ending. Pretty lackluster if you ask me. But we are not done yet. Go back and choose to shimmy behind that small gap in the wall. And you'll get taken back to a point where the painting is. And the narrator will be all like, hey, wouldn't it suck if we just let this beautiful painting go to waste? But you're like, yeah, it would suck. So you literally just turn left and go down this dark hallway that leads you to a TV, and you focus on the TV, and then it transitions you into one of those like play places that you see at like restaurants and arcades, with all the the climbing spaces and ropes and stuff like that. You wander until you see some color buttons. You press that in the order of red, yellow, blue, green, and orange. And then you'll get like 5 green lights up above that. Then you keep wandering till you find a room where you have to press 2 green rectangles above you, which will open a door. Wander some more until another group of the same color buttons. You try the same sequence from before, but that doesn't work. You get like 5 little red lights above that. You basically have to go back the way you came, and that is when the super duper scary monster jumps out at you and starts chasing you. Following the path as you run from the monster, you'll eventually lose it down an orange slide, and then you go down there's like 5 different slides. You just pick one and go down it. And keep going until you take a right, till a red slide, and a cutscene will happen where your guy will turn around and the monster will come around the corner and your guy will fall down this slide. And then fade to black and you're done. Honestly, as a whole, I find this whole demo to be lackluster. I feel like I spent more time standing there listening to the narrator than actually doing stuff. I feel like the most I did was running between the doors to try to close them. And that was repetitive as all fuck. I'm not gonna just lie here and say that I felt any other way, that Waterworks ending was so lame and lacked any kind of substance. That was the ending I was expecting some kind of monster chase to happen. Speaking of monster chase endings, though, why the hell would you put something like that in the demo for your game? I mean, I have no idea if that monster specifically will be in the full game, but don't give it away in the demo. Also, the monster is so goddamn goofy looking that to me is not even scary. Frankly, the chase was more annoying because, first of all, there's the 2 moments that you have to press spacebar to go through some gaps, which I didn't realize at first you had to do that, so I did die twice. That was on me for not realizing it. The other reason, though, the chase is annoying is because when you start it, right, you're coming down a hallway, and then you are forcibly turned around to look at the monster as it jumps up, so then you have to then take valuable time to turn back around and run away from the monster. But that's not the only time it happens, because you'll go to where like you see a red exit sign, but then your guy just like trips and falls over, and then he gets back up and turns around again to look at the monster coming at him. And so you again have to waste valuable time turning back around to run away from the monster yet again. It's a stupid and annoying chase with a monster that looks like a Play-Doh doll thing from like Monsters Inc. or something. My point is that from the first trailer 2 years ago, the second trailer 1 year ago, and the state of the game video 2 months ago, and finally getting some sort of playable piece of this game now, and I just find it so lackluster. There really needed to be more for the player to do in this demo. Before the demo, I had pretty high interest in Subliminal, but after playing it, my interest has gone down by a lot. Personally, I prefer this to be a more atmospheric horror puzzle game that doesn't need to rely upon stupid monster chases, but that seems to be the route they're taking it. Monster chases in horror games aren't scary. They're stressful, and they are annoying, and they don't really add anything of value to horror games, if you ask me. Now, circling back here to when I mentioned that I talk about their state of the game video later on, this is when I'm doing it. So, of course, it had, a fancy trailer, which was kind of ironic that the person who put the trailer together was someone who also put out a very negative video about Subliminal, that was called like How to Lie to Your Audience. That there's some ironicness I like about that. And there was the fancy trailer. They talked about why the game has been delayed, which was from financial reasons. That's fine. That's fine. The part that I am not sure how to feel upon is when they said that they're no longer releasing the game as one complete game, but they're gonna release it in episodes, with the first one coming some point before 2025 is over. Now, of course, they say this because they want to get something into players' hands, given all the delays that they've had. I get it. I really get it as to why they're choosing episodic structure, even if it seems like more of a band-aid fix. Personally, I'd rather just wait however long it takes for them to finish the game and enjoy having a fully polished game rather than doing it episodically. The other thing I'm getting a vibe of from another video I watched with, alongside the state of the game one, is that it feels like to me, and I can't confirm this 100%, but it feels to me like the episode, because they said in State of the Game that they were able to get the game down in price to $10 each. $10. From another video I saw, it seems like it's going to be $10 an episode. Again, I can't confirm or deny that, so take it with a grain of salt, but that's just something I saw. And if that's the case, if I'm paying you $10, just give me all the episodes when they release. Don't make me have to buy DLC every time. Overall, this demo is lackluster in terms of what the player can do. Yes, it has 2 endings, and I give them credit for putting that in the demo, but there needed to be more of a hook to keep or increase my interest in this game. That, coupled with the choice of the game releasing in episodes that could cost $10 per episode, and I'm at a big loss of interest, but I'm still going to be watching this game for when episode 1 does release, and I hope it's not all about trying to solve puzzles while being chased by a not scary monster, because I probably won't play the game if that's the case. But that's going to do it for this episode, so if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.